Okay, so I've been holding off this topic for a while because it's something very close to my heart and it's really hard to talk about. 13 Reasons Why. It's about a girl named Hannah Baker, 17 years old, that commits suicide, and she leaves tapes behind explaining why she did what she did. Many of you probably have read the book and many of you have watched the show. Probably you haven't even heard of it at all. It sparked many calls for glamorizing suicide, and there's a lot of controversy on the topic of 13 Reasons Why and suicide and rape that goes along with it. If you have never even watched it, it's gonna be very hard to follow what I'm trying to say here, so you might want to go watch it or read the book before you come and watch this video. It might be a little confusing. This is not a really organized video. It wasn't intended to be. I just really wanted to sit in front of my camera and just splurge on things I've been wanting to say, and I really haven't been able to say to many people because they have their different opinions about the book, the show, and everything. My mom is actually currently watching 13 Reasons Why right now, episode 4. I would go and watch it right now. I've watched it over 4 times and I just do not want to get sick of it. It's not a show for entertainment, it's to show purpose. Many people have been putting jokes out there about Hannah Baker and how she just wanted attention. And yes, I know she's a fictional character, but there are people out here in the world that feel just like Hannah Baker and the things that she had to go through. Part of the problem is that she did not show any signs, specifically to her parents, and that was the problem. Her parents had no idea because she didn't show any signs. She didn't show she was upset. Most of the time, you can even tell in the show that most of the time she'd be happy, dancing around, singing, telling her parents that she loves them, and sometimes she'll just be quiet. You really never know what's going on, and that's the problem. In this century, I feel like parents and their children are very blocked off because there's social media out there, which I don't think you really connect with your parents as much as you would if social media wasn't a big part of our lives. Some of you don't have the privilege, or some of you guys don't feel comfortable being that close and personal with your parents, which you do you, but I'm very close to my parents. I'm very close to my mother. I tell her a lot. I tell her everything that goes on in my life, which I think is healthy for me to do because keeping so many things up in my body, I just don't think is healthy for me. I like to, when it's time for me to talk about them, I do. Personally, me, I do not like going to a therapist. I just like talking to a close friend or talking to my mom. If you didn't know, in the book and in the show, the ending is quite different, which I was kind of surprised about why they did it. In the book, when she commits suicide, and if you have never watched it, it does show the rape scenes and it does show her committing suicide. And in the book, it says that she takes pills. The reason was that she wanted to feel less pain. She didn't want to go through it and feel the pain. But in the show, they had her use a razor blade and cut her wrist and bleed to death. I feel like they wanted to show her cutting herself because if you just see someone taking pills and then go on the floor, I don't feel like it would have as much as an effect as someone actually cutting their wrist and seeing them bleed to death. I think that's more effective. I think that people could actually see that there are people out here in the world that are probably doing what Hannah did, which I don't think is okay. Many are saying that they're trying to shield their children away from watching the show and reading the book. If you're a parent, you can do what you want, depending on the age group that you are in. I think that it should not be something that we should shield away. I think that all of us should know about rape and should know about suicide and know that it's not okay. It's not okay to say mean things to someone or do something to yourself. Some people don't realize today that I feel like you're hurting your child more when you're not telling them about these things, you're not showing them about these things, instead of a lot of people are saying that, you know, the producers tried their best to show that little things that you say to people can really hurt them. But in reality, people are gonna still be calling people names. People are still not going to be the nicest towards people. I mean, yes, we are all humans, but if we could just be a little bit more considerate about each other's feelings, it could possibly save a life. You never know. Whoever's around you, you never know who's in pain because you never know what happens behind a door, a closed door. You just never know what's going on in someone's life because some people are just closed like that. This show impacted me in a way where I watched the show 4 times. I'm on my 5th with my mother. Some of the episodes I do not want to rewatch. Not that I don't want to get sick of them, I just don't like remembering the things because it's very sad. The last episode where she does commit suicide, Clay Jensen is narrating what's happening. A lot of people say they had to cover their eyes or they had to skip the part or they just started crying and they couldn't look at it. For me, I could watch it, but I kind of held my breath because I was so in shock and how well they showed what happened. I don't mean that in like a funny way. I'm glad that they showed how graphic and morbid it is, because people need to realize people do this to themselves. It's not just because of one little thing that happened. It's a bunch of things that happen and makes you do those types of things. It's sad, it really is. People also need to realize that ending your life is not always the best answer. I mean, you've been put on this earth for a reason, not to end it so soon. Since I've watched the show, I've just been trying to be careful of the things I say to people. I try to take precaution when I see people to make sure I just give them like a nice hand gesture, just smile at them. Just show them that I'm there for them, because in 8th grade, I'm in 8th grade right now, I think I really opened up my resources and made a lot of new friends, because that's good. You don't have to be in a little bubble. Like, expand your resources, make new friends, be nice to people. That's what I've been trying to do this year, and I know I've made mistakes in the past where I totally regret, but we're human, we're gonna make mistakes, especially teenagers, and I'm gonna own up to the mistakes I've made. I always try to be there for people, because some people are not always open to explaining things or talking about things, which is perfectly fine, but if someone's not okay and I see that, I go help them right away. It's sad what people have to go through. I know this was kind of a very awkward and confusing video. If it did make sense to you, thank you for really listening, because I just been really wanting to say this, and it's a very serious topic and it's not one that I take lightly. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and took something out of it, and if you guys can relate to me in any way, make sure you let me know in the comments below. You can DM me on Instagram. I don't always answer DMs just because of personal reasons. I cannot, but I will try my best. I'm always here to help, even though I have almost 15,000 of you. I'm here for each and every one of you. It doesn't matter, I'm just 14. I'll try my best to help you. But yeah, alright, so I love you guys, and be nice to people. Alright? Yeah, alright. Bye.